This is a Triumph Trident 900 that I'm getting back on the road after it's been sat in this garage for 5 years. Now, this isn't actually my bike, this is a subscriber's bike. Shout out to Jason, he's gone to make me a cup of coffee. In the last video, I took off the brake calipers and removed the carburetors, and we drained the tank and removed the petrol tap from that as well. I took them back to my workshop and then I refurbished them, and I'm here today to put them back on the bike and hopefully get it running, riding, take it to its MOT where we can get some new tyres, and then it'll be back on the road. So let's get cracking. First thing I'm going to do is put the brake calipers back on because that's the easy bit. Before I start, actually, I want to give a shout out to Josh from his YouTube channel, The Outland Rider. So I'm recording this on my nice new camera. Well, new to me anyway. Found it on eBay, listed as basically brand new, didn't really use it. And I sent him a message and he's like, yeah, I was just like, why did you buy a camera and not use it? He's like, well, I bought it for my YouTube channel, but vlogging on motorbikes isn't really the sort of thing you do with one of these cameras. He's more happy with his like action camera, like GoPro or whatever. So he sold this. And I said, oh, that's weird because I want it for my YouTube channel. So yeah, so thanks, Josh. Let me have it for the starting bid. Not going to tell you how much it was because it was expensive. But anyway, yeah, thanks, mate. Now, as you can see, I have my glove protection stopping brake fluid from dripping out all over Jason's lovely garage floor. So I'm going to remove that and then put the nice refurbished brake caliper back on, which I think is this one. So as you can see, I've got brand new lovely pads in there. I polished up the pistons and replaced the seals and the dust seals as well, along with new copper washers for the connection bolt. Connection bolt, yes, connection. So I loaded the car up with, I'm pretty sure, everything I'm gonna need, including gloves. Look at me. I make improvements in every video. Gloves! Now I can't help but feel that this bike maybe came from a bit of a parts bin, because I find it unusual that you'd put a spacer between the fork and the caliper bracket. But hey ho, is what it is. And like I said, I've got nice new copper washers to attach that with as well. Happy days. So all I need to do now is tighten those two bolts, tighten that, and then I can start bleeding it. No, I can't. I need to put the caliper on the other side, because if I start bleeding it before I do that, then I'm just going to get brake fluid everywhere because the other brake line won't be connected. So I'm going to put the caliper on the other side, tighten these bolts, and then I can bleed the system. Here we have the Haynes manual so I can find the torque settings. Now it says here on the left, brake caliper, front brake caliper mounting bolts, type A, B and C. So now if we go over here, type A, B, C, D, E. Now we are type B, 2 piston sliding caliper with twin fixed discs, and it does actually say Trident there. So type B is 40 Newton meters. Excellent, there we go. And there's the other torque settings there for the brakes. Right, let's crack on. Now 40 Newton meters isn't actually super tight, but obviously it's tight enough that these bolts won't come out and will be able to come out next time someone needs to take them out. Lovely stuff. Now before the comments section goes crazy, you might have noticed I put a little bit of copperies on the bolts holding the calipers to the forks. I did that to prevent seizing of the bolts later on in life when someone tries to take them out again. You should reduce the torque specs by sort of 10–20%. I haven't done that because I feel like the tightness of 40 Newton meters on the front calipers is actually not as tight as I probably would have done it by hand. So there we go. That's why I made that decision not to reduce that torque spec. Yeah, thought I'd explain that to you. So I bought this little bleed kit from eBay for a few pounds, and it's got one-way valves in it. The idea is you don't need to keep opening and tightening the bleed nipple. So let's give this a go and see if it actually works. Here we go. I've got it connected, and I've even used the little clamps that it came with just to kind of make sure that this works as best as I can get it to work. So all I've got to do now is undo that and pump the lever, and it should just push all the air out and the fluid out without me having to keep doing this and reaching to the other side of the bike. Now I'm starting with the left front caliper because that is the furthest away from the master cylinder. Not that it makes that much difference because they're not that much further. So you see the brake line comes down here into a little dividing valve. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, there we go. I've tapped the screen and now it's made that a little bit more visible. So it comes in, sorry about the shakiness, that's my hand. It comes in there, goes along there, and then down there to the right-hand caliper. Oh wow, it's really kind of still getting used to this camera. Okay, here we go. Pumping, pumping, pumping. Nothing's happening yet. I don't think this is working. I am pumping the brake lever. No brake fluid is coming out. Okay, let's tighten that up and do it the old-fashioned way. Maybe once there's fluid fully in the system, it will start working. Ugh. Okay, so that's not really working. I did bring with me this. I featured it in the last video and it didn't seem to work for me back then for something else I was doing, but I've put a little thing on it, set it to vacuum, and hopefully I can connect it to the end of here and suck the brake fluid through. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, that's working. See the little air bubbles coming there? Yeah. There we go. Suck the fluid through. Oh, look at it. I think we've got the air out, and now it's actually pulling fluid through. So maybe now if I pump the piston, it will pumping. Oh look, it is coming through. I think there's still a lot of air in the system, obviously, because I haven't bled the other caliper. So let's get some brake fluid in the other caliper by doing the same thing on the other side, and then coming back to get the air out of this side. And the kit did actually come with 2 valves and 2 bits of pipe and stuff, so I can connect this one up to the other side without disconnecting this. Look at me doing brakes without making a mess. So here we go on the other side. Oh, I've only got 1 jam jar. But then again, we might not actually need the jam jar. Okay, pumping brake lever. Okay, I need to pull it through with my little vacuum thing. This is probably all coming across as quite a faff. Sucky, sucky. Okay, I have a vacuum. And hopefully it'll suck the fluid through like it did on the other side. Come on, where are you, brake fluid? Starting to think this isn't the quickest, easiest way of doing this. Oh, you guys love watching me do brakes. Have I put the one-way valve on the wrong way? No, it's got an arrow on it telling me fluid runs that way. Right, I'm going old school. This doesn't seem to be working, does it? So I've given up with these one-way valves. I think they're too restrictive. So what I'm going to do now is just suck it through with my little sucker triggery thing. So undo that, get ready to tighten it. Suck! Let's build up some sucky and then do it like this. It's kind of working. Brake fluid's starting to come through. I'm just going to do it the normal way. Normal, conventional way. This is just absolutely hopeless. That's not really long enough to fit in the jam jar now. Put that on there. Let's stay there. Stay. So skip forward I think about 2 hours. The one-way valve was a little bit too restrictive, so that didn't work too well. I'd imagine it works quite well for bleeding brakes that don't have a load of air in them from where they've been completely disconnected. But for initially getting the fluid back in the lines after them being empty, pretty useless, because like I said, it's too restrictive, and the squeezing of the lever wasn't enough to push through the valve. Anyway, the little sucky thing, I couldn't really get that to work properly anyway, so I gave up on both of those methods and ended up just doing it normally, old school. Squeeze the lever, undo the nipple, do the nipple back up, let go of the lever, repeat, repeat, repeat. All 3 calipers are now fully bled and the brakes are working well. So happy days. On to the carburetors. Before I start messing around with the carburetors, I'm going to flush the clutch fluid through. So I'm going to actually use this pumpy thing with the little tank to drain it out of the master cylinder first. And for once, one of my gimmicky little bits of equipment actually working. Now I don't want to suck all of that out because I do not want to get air in this and go through the same palaver I've just gone through with the brakes. So there we go, I've got the majority of it out. That actually worked really well. Look, no mess. Right, so I'm just going to pump that through like I did with the brakes, you know, squeeze the lever, undo the nipple, do the nipple back up, unsqueeze the lever, and then it's onto the carbs. The comment section in the last video pointed out that I hadn't finished doing the carburetors. There is a section inside them that I need to remove to be able to get to some more tiny little holes to make sure that they're clear. So yeah. Annoyingly, to get to where I need to get to, I've had to completely strip them down again. So I've had to take the float bowl covers off, the idle screw adjuster thing, the covers for the diaphragms, because this bit needs to come out. Well, I had to take all that off to be able to undo the main jet that screws into the middle of the top there and holds this bit in. And lo and behold, a tube with holes in, which do happen to be clear by the looks of things. However, I'm going to clean these out thoroughly anyway, just to make sure that this is going to run nicely when we put everything back on. So I'm going to crack on and do that, and then we'll head over to Jason's and put the bike back together. Just to show you real quick, all 3 of these are actually okay. I have cleaned... Oh no. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. Sorry, Jason. I think we got away with that. But I am going to have to clean this one again because it's fallen on the dirty floor. What I was trying to say is that all the jet holes are clear. Wait a minute. There's a tiny little... Oh, hold on a second. That's got 4 holes in it. And the bottom one on... Ah, right, okay. So the bottom one doesn't go all the way through. I reckon if I shine a light through it... Can I do that using this camera? Probably not. Then we might see light coming out of it. But I'm going to... Well, just like I said, I wanted to say they weren't blocked. But I'm not going to pick them up all 3 at once again. They weren't blocked, and they're certainly not blocked now. And they won't be by the time I put it back together. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get on with the rest of our lives. Sorry to go on about these. But I've just made the discovery that I can shine my little torch. Well, I can take the brass bit out, the plastic bit, shine the torch down it, and you can see that they are all nice and clear. So I just wanted to confirm that with you guys. All right. Right, now the clutch is all bled and it's got fresh fluid in it. That's all good, and it feels like it's working brilliantly. Ready to put the carbs back on. Now, what I'm going to do with these is reconnect the throttle cable before I try and slide them in from the side. Can you see my face? There we go. So yeah, reconnect the throttle cable, slide them in from the side, and hopefully this will actually not be too taxing. Those brakes were a nightmare. So, throttle cable here. Let me move the camera so you can see. So these go back in like this way. No, this way. and the throttle cable. Bing bong bing. You notice you never used to hear the bing bong bing from my phone because I was always using my phone to record from. There you go. Right, so all I've got to do is get that in there. I've forgotten how this fits together. Ah, right, so yes, it goes in this hole here. That thread goes, right, so you gotta kind of hold that there. Oh gosh. And awkwardly get that in there like that. Tighten the nut on the other side, connect the little thing. Somebody did say in the comments what that little thing was called and I've forgotten. I do apologise. I'll put it on the screen if I remember. And then that can just be slid back in the side there. Sorry, this camera is like... The camera's great, but I've ordered a new a wide angle lens for it because you just can't... It doesn't zoom out enough, basically. Okay. So I'm going to hold that there whilst I fiddle around putting that back in, and then hopefully it'll just go back in nicely. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. This is the trickiest bit of putting carbs back in, I think, is getting this silly little end thing, like I said, I've forgotten what it's called, back in its home. So it slots in the side there. Got to hold that there and then get a third hand to kind of push it, push it in place. Why am I using a crosshead? Why don't you get a little flathead actually? Pull that down. Oh, wait a minute, I could, instead of trying to have three hands, just pull that down with a tool, but... Oh, we're nearly in. Oh, no, we're not in. Get another tool, actually. Here we go. This is where you need a 19mm spanner. And you put that in there, and you kind of wedge it somewhere to stop that from rotating around. No, that doesn't work. This is where patience comes in. It's kind of there. Hopefully you can see that. And then just got to push it in. That's it. Oh, I don't really understand why they make these so like awkward to get to. Why wouldn't you put this in such a position that you can easily get to it? Just need that third hand. This is just using up memory card space, isn't it? Let's try with a pair of thingies, needle nose pliers. Let's get that. No, because you can't, because you've got to go through this gap. I'm not going to stop the camera because I want you to see my success of getting this in. Stay. No? You don't want to go in? Not today? Not today, not ever. Not for you. You stinky wannabe mechanic. Let's swap hands. Guide it in with my left hand. Right, plan B. Take that out and do it like this. Yeah, I was hoping to show you exactly how it threads in, but I don't. Just got to go behind this gap here, in there. Okay, removing it off the bike just then actually has not helped at all. I bet some of you got a top tip of doing this, but it's probably a better tool for the job. So, come on. This is an absolute nightmare. These are easy to, sometimes they're easy to get out, but always difficult to get back in. Why don't they put this bit on the end of the carburetors? Because then you can actually get to it. It's so frustrating. Right, I'm going to get something to actually wedge in there. Right. Put the 19mm spanner in that side. There we go. Right. Spanner wedged in here, holding that in place. So hopefully I can now use two hands. Great timing. Right. Now I can use two hands to get this cable in. And you can't even see what I'm doing because my hand's in the way. See, this is what I'm talking about. It takes 20 times as long when you're trying to film something. Because, come on. Yeah! Did you see that? Got it in. Right. Now I can move my spanner. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, but my hand's in the way. So now that will go hopefully in there. Right. Now I just got to tighten the nut up that you probably can't even see on there. Well, I hope that wasn't a waste of everyone's time. Okay, just tighten this nut up and then we can put it back in. The choke one's much easier because it's literally just there and it just goes in. So there we go. There's the nut that holds it in place just on there. Hopefully you can actually see what that looks like. Can I make this brighter or darker or anything? No, because it's on complete auto amateur mode. And then the choke one is attached in there. So when I pull the choke in, it slides that bar. And when I twist the throttle, oh, someone's on the phone, it moves all the butterflies. Right, I better get that. Drink it. Oh, coffee. Thank you very much. I was just about to tell the guys at home that I'm just doing the last clamp up for the airbox. The carburetors are in. Next and final job, change the oil and the filter. Oh yeah. And I'm really hoping that's not going to be too taxing. So watch this space. So Jason has very kindly supplied me with this drainage tub, which I think you got to take that breather thing off and then take that one off. Drain the oil into there. Simples, right? How much mess can we make? Ta-da! That oil looks pretty clean, to be honest. But it's been sat there for 5 years, so it's best to put fresh stuff in anyway. So the oil filter on this bike is inside this housing here, very similar to the GPZ that has been on my channel in the past. So it's like a cone filter. You undo that and then it comes up. So I'll just do that as well. When I say cone filter, I mean like this. And the kit also comes with new O-rings as well. Ooh. So I've just dropped the cone filter and it's rolled down the hill into these stinging nettles somewhere. You can't make this stuff up. I'm gonna have to blow this out now. And here it is removed. Now, do not lose the washer that goes on there. And, oh, dribbling oil everywhere. And when you take the filter off, there is a spring behind it there. Okay, so we put the new filter on there, put the new washer on, and then tighten that back up, and then we can put the oil back in the engine. Obviously not the same oil, we'll put new oil in. You know what I mean. So there's actually supposed to be a washer on both sides of the filter. So one on the top and one between the filter and the spring. That one is missing. I don't have another one. I'm just going to have to put it back together without one for now. And then I'll remind Jason, and next time the oil is changed, we can put a new washer in then. now that I've got, oh, we got microphone? Yeah, we got sound? Yep, right, cool. Now that I've got the new filter in, new O-rings fitted, and the sump plug put back, I can put the oil in. Now this bike has a dipstick, not a sight glass. So I'm going to have to put some oil in and then check the level. Now, I haven't put any oil in the filter before I put it back on because we can't really, you're just going to get it everywhere. So I've got to bear that in mind. So I will have to run the bike up for 30 seconds or so, get the oil pumped around the engine, then turn it off, recheck the levels, and cross that bridge when I come to it, because I haven't actually got it running yet because I need to do the stuff to the fuel tank, like put the petrol tap back in it. Also, there's something rattling around in the fuel tank, so I need to look at that as well. But first things first, let's get the oil in the engine, then we can have a look at the tank. And as with any automotive dipstick, it has a max and min section on it. So between there and there. That's a lie. Between there and there. There you go. There's your max min lines. Can you see? Or is it just focusing on my face? What if I put it in front of my face? Does that work? No. But we'll put it there and then zoom in. Does that work? See the two lines? There and there? Just messing around now, aren't I? I almost forgot that I'm going to be replacing the spark plugs as well. So I'm just taking the two side covers off of the frame here so I can get access to them. And I've heard that the middle one can be a bit of a pig. We'll find out, won't we? And the reason for that is because the frame on this bike runs like that, right across the middle of the engine where the middle spark plug is. So hopefully, I don't think it'll be that bad, to be honest. Famous last words, eh? Now I've come across this before. You're gonna need a thin-walled socket. You cannot use a conventional Halfords spark plug removal socket. One sec, I'll show you. So a standard spark plug socket removal will have a rubber bit on the inside so it holds the spark plug, making it easy to remove it. Now the wall of that is a little bit thick, which means it doesn't fit down the bore of the engine. So you have to use a thin-walled socket without the rubber bit, and then try and get the spark plugs out afterwards with like some needle nose pliers, and that is probably why that middle one can be a pig. Better yet, if you've got this, the original Triumph Trident toolkit, you'll have this thin-walled spark plug remover which has got the rubber bit inside it and is the perfect tool for removing that middle plug and the outside plugs as well, to be honest. And you might have noticed that this is a nice shiny new spark plug, because this is a nice shiny new spark plug. So I've taken the plug out of cylinder 1 and it's blacked. Well, let me get it rather than just tell you. When I say blacked, I mean like carbonated. There you go. Is it going to focus on that? Oh wait, let's do that thing again. Right. This is ridiculous. So it is carbonized, and that generally means that it's been overfueling. Now, when I rebuilt the carbs, one of the air fuel mixture screws was completely different to the other ones. But you've also got to bear in mind, when I took the carbs off, we discovered that the idle adjuster wasn't actually attached to the carbs. So it was basically running on choke, which means flood the carbs with more fuel anyway. Yeah, that'll be why that's doing that. Okay, I'm going to do cylinder 3 and then I'm going to have a crack at that middle cylinder. When I say cylinder, I mean plug. You know what I mean. Right, outer spark plugs replaced, put the new ones in, and I've pulled the HT lead out from the middle one. Let's see how difficult this is with the original tool. So in it goes. Then you have to get this Allen key to turn it. Now hopefully it won't be too tight. Okay, that was tighter than the outer two, suggesting to me that the outer two have been changed separate to the inner one. There you go, it is coming undone. I wonder how much structural integrity... Let's try and say that again. I wonder how much structural integrity you'd lose if you just drilled a hole in the frame here. So you could get to it a bit easier. Do you know what? I think I've got... No, I haven't. I thought I had a hex head on a socket big enough to fit in there, but I don't. It's quite a chunky one. That is coming out there. This HT lead is kind of in my way, so I'm going to move that. That makes life a bit easier. I can see this being difficult without the correct tools, but to be honest with you, I'm not having a problem with this in the slightest. Is that enough? Is that out? Couple more turns, I think. So I don't have, and what you'd ideally want here is some 90-degree angled pliers, but I've got quite dainty hands, so I'm going to stick my little finger in the end of the socket, and hopefully, okay, I haven't quite undone it enough yet. I'm going to do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, right. Put my little finger in it, and yeah, look at that. We're out. That wasn't too difficult. What is going to be difficult is pulling this socket off after replacing the plugs, because it's actually very tight on the rubber bung that's inside it. Okay, let's maybe it'll be better to tighten this back up with my standard single-walled socket, so I don't have to try and pull that back off the plug. Like I said, I don't have any right-angled pliers with me. Okay, and same story with this plug, by the way. It's coked up a little bit, carbonated, showing signs of overfueling, or running rich, so to speak. So yes, I have opted for my thin-walled socket just because it's just going to be easier to tighten it. And the access is actually pretty good to be able to do that. There we go. And hopefully I should be able to get a thin-walled socket out quite easily. Right, so I had to put an extension on it. I hope you can see it. So I know there's a lot of light in the background. I wonder if I do that. Does it make the focal point a bit better? Is that focused? Don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to have to hold the socket, detach my extension, and then take the socket out separately. But there you go. That was not that tricky, to be honest. It's all about having the right tools for the job. On to the tank now. What is making this noise? What is making this noise? Something in there that's not attached to something. Let's pop the cap off and have a look. So I can't actually get in the tank at all. There's the tiny little hole here that the petrol tap goes into, and I'm not going to remove this. This is the petrol light sender thing. Don't know how it works, but it would appear to be kind of masticed in there. So I don't know what that thing is rolling around in the tank. I'm just going to have to put it back together and rely on this filter to filter the fuel to stop any rubbish from getting in the carbs. But that's literally all I can do. Like, short of cutting this open to fish out whatever that thing is rolling around, I don't know what to do with it really. I can't. I've tried shaking it and getting it to come out the hole in the top, but that didn't work either. So I persevered and I managed to get it out. I fished it through the petrol tap hole using this Allen key. That's what it is. What is that? It's not a magnet, before you suggest that. It's not magnetic. I don't know why that wasn't going to work, because these are titanium. Look. Not a magnet, so it's obviously not designed to collect rusty bits of swarf, and there's like nothing stuck to it, you know, like bits of rusty flakes from the tank. Is it a tracker? Don't know. There we go, I got it out. I don't think it's any part of the tank. Looks like someone's just dropped it in there at some point. It's a mystery. Also, whilst I was trying to get it out of the tank, I lifted the tank up so I could see what I was doing with the little hole, and I caught this rather sharp edge of the garage door, and I have scratched the tank. I'm very cross with myself. Oops. Right, I think the obvious person to ask what that bit of metal was is Jason. Jason, what have I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to get out of the tank?
This piece of metal, allegedly, they used to put in Spitfire Merlin engines during the Second World War,
right,
to decontaminate the fuel.
Right.
So when I was looking into how to preserve, you know, an old metal tank against ethanol and things like this is one of the things that came up on a Google research. I think it cost 12 quid.
Oh, right, okay.
And I dropped it in the tank and it's been in there ever since. And I should have told you that it was in there, and I didn't.
Never mind.
Yeah. So whether it works or not, who knows?
The tank was pretty not contaminated, so
yeah, but
maybe.
It didn't stop the jets from fouling up, did it?
I guess not.
So
happy days.
should we throw it away?
It's up to you. You can put it back in there if you want.
No, we'll leave it out.
Sorry about scratching the tank.
Don't worry about it. It's already a chip on the other side. And as we said, I was going to order a touch-up pen.
Oh, okay.
So I can sort that out.
Right.
Quite easily.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's your fault for having a fancy garage door.
It's my fault for not telling you about something that was in the tank. So yeah, we'll sort that out. No worries, mate.
Cool. Right, I just need to put the petrol tap back on the tank, and then we can put some fuel in it and connect it all back up, and then the battery can go back on, and hopefully
it will start.
Vroom vroom. Yes, we shall see. Tank is on, everything's connected, carbs are connected, change the oil. What we're going to do is turn the engine over, get the oil pumping around it, because like I said earlier, I couldn't put oil in the filter. So we're going to do that, check the oil level, and then hopefully put some fuel in it, let the carbs fill up, and brum brum.
Brum brum.
So for now, yeah, let's get some oil pumping around.
Battery sounds healthy.
The battery is very healthy by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
And there's been some comments about the Sprag clutch. Now, apparently, repeated attempts of trying to start the bike, like what I'm doing right now, can negatively affect the Sprag clutch. However, it would seem, Jason's done a little bit of research, and this is more of an effect on the later Tridents. This is actually one of the earlier ones.
This is Gen 1.
So this is a Gen 1, and according to the forums,
yeah,
not so much of a problem on this bike. So.
No.
Right, that's pumped round. I'm going to check the oil level and then we'll get some fuel in it. One of the microphone batteries has died, so we are sharing a microphone now. So Jason, if he wants to say anything, he's going to have to talk loudly. That was quietly.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm just putting the trunk on the, what's it called? Petrol. No, this little pot of petrol.
Jerry cans.
That's it. Don't think you can call them that.
Well, they're not actually jerry cans, because jerry cans are made of metal, but we call them jerry cans.
That's true. Petrol can. So we'll put a little bit in, like a litre, and then we'll give it a good inspection to make sure that it's not all coming out the bottom. Howdy. Because the last thing we want is fuel going everywhere. I didn't bring a torch. Oh wait, I have got a torch. Battery's probably dead. Yep. Phones, yes. Wonderful technology. It's a fly. Oh, I'm covered in oil. Can the camera see us looking?
Just about.
Right. Well, I'm looking for leaks around here at the minute because right. So if I oh no,
we've got a leak.
Right. Okay. Where's that coming from? It's higher.
It's high. It's from one of those.
Can you shine it up there? It's coming from where it meets the tank.
Petcock.
Yeah, where the petcock meets the tank. Yeah. All right. Let's. We've got to take it off. Okay. Stop the camera. Take the tank off. Oh wait. Should we show them the leak while it's leaking? Here you go, folks. Where is it?
Just at the bottom of the...
Yeah, look, drip, drip. But it's coming from where it meets the tank there. Okay, so that's got to come off. So what I'm having to do here is sand off all the bubbled paint from where the petrol tap sits. So basically in the past it's been leaking and it's got underneath the paint. So what I need to do is get this back to, well, effectively bare metal so I can get a good seal on the petrol tap. And then we'll have to protect the paint afterwards. Right, annoyingly, the problem we've got, I've removed all the paint from the sealing face. It was all bubbled and stuff, but this isn't quite flat. So when you sit the petrol tap against it, there is a slight gap between the tank and the sealing face, and the seal is not quite thick enough to make up for that. Okay, couldn't get that to seal, so I popped to Halfords, get myself some Loctite 5922, which is petrol resistant gasket sealant. So hopefully this will solve all our problems. Okay, back to the bike. So what do you think, guys? I have done probably one of my neatest jobs I've ever done of gasket sealant around that. Now, we're actually going to leave this overnight to set. We could whack it back on the bike now and tempt fate, but let's not be silly. Let's actually give that a chance to dry, and then I'll have to come back in the morning and put it back together. Obviously, I'll take that off. Obviously, Jason and I are keen to get this running this evening. So, we're doing some sketchy stuff. We've got a funnel connected to the tube that goes to the carburetors, and we are going to try and get fuel in the carburetors so we can see if this will actually run, / see if the carburetors are leaking. This is such a bad idea. Click, 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 click. All right.
Got a bit of a leakage, but...
Where?
Just here where it goes into the pipe.
Well, let's wrap.
Oh, we've broken the pipe.
What?
Have we? No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
No, it's just
right. Yeah.
It wasn't a very good seal on it. Yeah, I'll just put that below your hands.
Yeah. That's it.
And then...
Yeah, that'll catch the petrol.
Where's that head torch gone? Because I need to see if any's coming out the carbs, you know.
Yeah.
That's the more important part of this exercise.
That should be enough, shouldn't it?
It depends. It's got to get to all 4 carbs. 3. All 3 carbs. I mean, they won't be full until fuel starts coming out of this pipe.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a bit of a guessing game, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. It's only petrol.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Exactly. It's going somewhere. Can't be much more to go. Despite all the fuel that's coming straight out of the tube, it doesn't appear to be coming out the bottom, which is good. Nothing blindingly obvious, so should we see if that's enough to
Turn it over.
get her going?
Yeah.
Wish us luck, guys.
Let me just do that a little bit.
Oh gosh. That made me jump. So this is confidence. You're expecting this to go now, aren't you?
Right.
Hold up, choke. Yeah. That sounds all right. Probably a bit.
Yeah,
Too soon. Too soon, Junior.
Too soon.
Let it warm up. We might have to put a bit more fuel in it.
Okay.
Sounds like it's got 3 cylinders though.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. Let it warm up for a minute. Any leaks? It's pretty good. Probably need to give it a bit more fuel. It's like we're in the operating theatre where you have to replace the gauze. Gauze?
Gauze.
So we don't have any clips to make that connection a bit better. So I'm just going to adjust the idle screw a little bit. Sounds like a little bit of a misfire, but that's probably a fuel issue because we don't have a tank or much fuel. It's idling nicely though.
Yeah, it's ticking over now, which
Yeah.
is something it didn't do before.
Well, the choke's completely off.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, it's not getting enough fuel, but I think that's a result.
That is a result.
Yeah, so we can rev it now. There's not enough fuel basically because we've only got enough, like just enough in the carbs. We're not constantly filling the float chambers up. We've just filled them up and then draining them as we're running it. But I think that's going to be okay. I think that's going to be good.
Yeah, happy days.
So in the morning, once the sealant is set on the tank, you can put the tank on and hopefully let it warm up properly and it will be all good.
Be all good, yeah.
See you in the morning. So in true me fashion, obviously we didn't stop there and we made a makeshift kind of better seal, shall we say, on the tank. So now I can put fuel in the funnel and it stays in the funnel and doesn't go all over Jason's hands. And it's definitely running on all 3 now. It sounds great. Excellent. Excellent. Right. So I will see you in the morning. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I know it might. I know it not. God, I can't talk this morning. I know it might not seem like it to you, but it is the morning after. It's a little bit more overcast today, and it did rain on the way here, so might be getting a bit wet today. And that big pool of liquid you can see on the floor is just carb cleaner from where Jason has been just kind of cleaning up a bit of grease and grime on the bike itself. So obviously I'm back here this morning. The idea is check the tank, make sure that's not leaking, get it back on the bike and put the rear fairings back on. So that's, well, that's it really. And then hopefully all will be good. I can ride it to the MOT station and get the new tyres fitted, and then we're done. We're saved another one, back on the road. Okay, so we've still got the litre of fuel that I put in here yesterday. This tank is singing to me. It's going, Anyway, right, trying not to scratch it again. It would seem that we are all good. That is no longer leaking from where the tap is attached to the tank. Happy days. So I'm going to pop this back on the bike and hopefully it's not leaking from anywhere else in the petcock, petrol tap, whatever you want to call it. But I won't know until I've actually run some fuel through it. Yay! Happy days. Do 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 do. Oh, actually, before I put that back on, where I sanded off the paint, I'm just gonna touch some Hammerite rust protection paint around that so that it doesn't go rusty. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll put the tank on the and finally, there we go. Last thing to go on is the seat. So I should hopefully just why is that all wobbly? Okay, I obviously haven't put that in quite right, so I'll have a look at that in a second. There we go, back together. Let's get on the road. There we go, fixed it. It's got rubber fittings on it anyway, so that, you know, it doesn't vibrate itself to death, but it's better than it was. Okay, cool, let's go. Okay, I am on the way to the MOT station. Gosh, I don't know what that van's trying to do besides kill me. Gosh. So it's nerve-wracking at the best of times riding a bike once you've got it back on the road. You've rebuilt the brakes, you've done some work to the engine, and this particular bike has old tyres, which we're going to get Jason to put some new ones on when I get to the MOT station. But it's even more nerve-wracking the fact that it isn't my bike. So this is the first time I've actually ridden a bike that isn't mine. Maniac. Oh great, it's also polluting me. So I'm just going to take it easy, enjoy the ride as much as I can through my nerves. So I don't think I've actually ridden other people's bikes before. Oh no, I have. I've ridden the Bucks Bikers Speed Triple. That was fun. Let's put that mirror so I can actually see. There we go, schoolboy error. Probably needs a little bit of a tighten, to be honest. This ride's lovely, even though the tyres are like mega old, to be honest. The engine feels like it's got plenty of oomph. Yeah, the brakes work. I'm really happy with the brakes. The only concern we've got is the fork seals. Now, they're not showing any signs of leaking or misting or anything like that, but they have been sat in the garage for 5 years, so they might start leaking at some point. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll be okay. I mean, it's not a cold garage, it's a warm garage, and Jason's been running it and starting it, well, until it stopped running and starting. He's been keeping the tyres inflated as well, which is always good, because even though they're old tyres, if they've been kept inflated, then they won't have like cracks from where they've been sat flat. Obviously, I've still got to be very careful. But no, so far so good. We're still upright. It's riding lovely. The coolant temperature is staying there. And life is good. Life is good. I'll tell you what, this is incredibly comfortable. Oh, I was so annoyed about that scratch though. Oh well. Do 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 do. many gears we got, 5 or 6 today, haven't been counting. Do you know what, it's really lovely today. Yes, it's cloudy, but it's not raining at the minute, and it's not cold. It's a nice spring temperature. Well, I'm not cold anyway. I do have my jacket on and my over trousers on top of my jeans. I am wearing my work boots, which are not high heels, what are they called? High-sided work boots. They're steel toe caps. I know they're not bike boots, but they are protecting my ankles, and the reason I haven't got my bike boots on is because I've got to go to work after dropping this bike off to the MOT station, and I don't want to be walking around in bike boots all day. Oh, a little bit of hesitation there. It might be running out of fuel, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to flick the tank onto reserve, which I think is that way. Yeah, that's better. So I had it on, and now the fuel level has obviously gone too low, and I needed to put it on reserve, which, yeah, it's running absolutely fine now. So that's a good sign that the petcock's working properly. Sorry, not petcock, petrol tap. It's a good sign that the petrol tap is working properly. Ooh. I'll tell you what, that was actually, I was worried for a second then. When I lost power, I was like, oh no, what's happened? Just the fuel tap. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Yeah, brakes are good. I just got to remember tyres, not so much. Whee! Oh yeah, she's got some beans. Oh, there's that stinky van. I could smell petrol fumes, and I thought, well, not, just not necessarily petrol fumes. Obviously, it could be diesel fumes. They probably are diesel fumes if they're coming from that van, which they are. And I obviously got worried because I'm riding a bike for the first time after rebuilding the Carburetors, and if you smell fuel or something that's not quite right, then it's obviously worrying. Yeah, that van stinks. It's the one that tried to kill me. Can you imagine? I got a Triumph 900 back on the road and immediately wrote it off. That would make for a really rubbish video. God, these brakes are amazing, if I may say so myself. Da, 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 da. Oh, da, 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 da. Not sure if this van driver is sober. I'm really happy with these brakes. It's well worth stripping them down and changing the seals every once in a while, guys. Well worth it. I like this bike. I like all bikes though, to be honest. I've not ridden a bike that I don't like. What's not to like about any bike? Hi. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. Acknowledging comments from the previous video where I rode a bike to its MOT without an MOT, this is the most direct route, and last time it was the most direct route. You know, it's not my fault that there were diversions up and road closures. Oh, I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed. I know I haven't got it through the MOT and past yet, but I am really chuffed that this bike is running and riding. I really am. I'm smiling. You can't see me because I've only got one camera set up. It's not my bike, and I got nowhere to really cable tie one on this bike. I could cable tie it somewhere, but I've only got one camera with me. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But yes, I'm a very happy bunny today. Well, be even happier once we got an MOT and new tyres. Oh, found neutral. Oh, and yes, I did check the oil again. after we were running it for a while yesterday. And also I checked the tyre pressures before I left this morning. What an enjoyable bike to ride. I like it. Yeah, me likey the Trident-y. Craven Motorcycles, you do my MOTs and you make a good cup of coffee. Oh yeah. Morning, boys. Oh, Right, let's see what they're up to today. Oh, mate! You okay?
I'm always alright.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. You're on YouTube.
Oh,
I brought the Triumph down for the MOT and the new tyres.
okay.
So, yeah, good luck. Here you go.
Sweet, thank you.
Thank you, mate. Nice one.
Can you shout as soon as she's
Amazing. I see the ramp's clear. You can crack on straight away.
done that thing now.
Nice.
Just done
Zontes.
slight accident damage. Yes.
Oh, busy morning.
Few MOTs today.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not too bad today.
Okay.
Weather's turned slightly in it, so
Bit grey.
I bought some new clothes.
Right, I'll see you later.
Take care, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Do. That's right, you guessed it. It passed. And now I've got the challenge of getting it back to Jason before it rains, because I do not want to be stuck out in the rain on someone else's bike with brand new tyres. Well, there we go. Another one back on the road, another one back on the road. So I'm just going to take it incredibly easy and end this video on a high and not a crash. Right, I will see you back at Jason's house and we'll hand him the keys back and be on our merry way. There we go.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Recording.
Hello.
Sound mic, test. Test
Brilliant.
mic.
Test.
Testes. Right, okay. There we go. Bike back safe and sound in Jason's garage. All done.
Yeah, brilliant.
MOT, no advisories, brand new tyres. Back on the road,
Yep.
running sweet, riding absolutely perfectly. Only managed to get sort of about a 30-degree angle on the wheelie though, so
Is that all?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I really appreciate your efforts.
Def-
You know, top job, Ash.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for the opportunity, because obviously I got to make a video.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we did have a few challenges along the way. I think, as you said earlier, off camera, bleeding the brakes was a bit tedious.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
If you guys have got any tips for bleeding a bone dry braking system, then feel free to put them in the comments. I think you can probably get a kit to attach to the top of these type of master cylinders to kind of pressurize it.
Yeah.
That would probably help.
To push rather than pull.
Yeah. Well, I tried all all sorts
I
of
know we did,
like
yeah.
things. It was almost like a I bought these rubbish tools from Temu, you know, kind of video. But yeah,
No, really, really happy and looking forward to riding it for the first time in 6 years.
yeah. Well, you said you were going to hopefully take it out later.
Yeah.
I hope the weather stays all right for you. Bear in mind, new tyres, so 100 dry miles if you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Thank you very
Cool.
much, Jason.
Thanks, mate.
All the best with
And
it.
to you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And to you guys, I will catch you in the next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Never really know what's going on.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the... oh, whatever. Woo! Oh, my helmet just slammed shut. It does that.